Welcome back to Newtown Orchard and Nursery. One of the things Katie and I love to do with our nursery is just play around, just have fun. We grow things that aren't normally grown here. We try to stay away from the evasive or invasive species, but one of the things we did this year was we grew sugar cane. Got it from the south, brought it up, put it in pots. It's growing beautifully, and we're going to give it away to groups with kids that can experiment and play with how to get sugar out of sugar cane. But today, what I want to share with you is chicory. It grows wild all over the place here, all along the roadside. It originally was brought over by the colonists 250, 300 years ago. And today it's almost forgotten about. You'll still find it at times in coffee, but you don't hear too much about it anymore. It's a great coffee substitute. It's non-caffeinated, which makes it a big benefit. So today we're going to harvest some of our wild chicory we have growing around the yard here, and we're going to make coffee out of it. So come on along, let's have some fun. Cichorium aetibus, also known as chicory. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Chicory was brought in but from Western Europe back in the colonial days. It was used as a food source and medicinal purposes in the leaves and the branches and the flowers, but most importantly, the roots. The roots were harvested, dried, ground, and used as coffee substitute. So on today's episode, we're going to dig up some of this chicory and make some coffee. We decided not to harvest by the road due to runoff from the vehicles, but I have some growing over here further in my yard near our buildings. So unfortunately, the ground is so hard due to the dryness and the heat that we've been soaking it in water. But as you can see, it's still so hard, I had to get a pickaxe and go to work digging it up with the pickaxe. So this is my harvest for today. Next step we're going to do is I got a bucket of water. I've got a fingernail brush. A vegetable brush works better, but this is all I got right now. So we're going to take each root. I leave it attached to the plant. It's just easier to hold on to. And just give it a good scrubbing. Try to get as much of that dirt off as possible. Actually, you want all the dirt off, but now once the dirt's coming off, you'll get a lot of white showing through. That's a good sign of the cleanliness. And there you see the white of the root. We'll put that one aside and grab the next one. These roots are very deep in the ground. There I have a tap root, and that will snap off easily. So when you're doing your digging, go wide. I didn't go wide enough on some of these. And those roots do snap easily. There's a lot of little tentacle roots attached to the main root. I'm not going to remove those. I'll try to save as much of those as possible because they are still part of the root system that we'll be able to dry up and grind. You know, really strong. Some roots really grab the dirt. They don't, these don't. So they're a lot easier to clean. So next step is cutting the roots off, which I'm going to do inside since it's so hot outside. Continue doing this. This is what we harvested from the chicory that we pulled out of the ground. Doesn't look like a whole lot, but we're going to work with it and see how much that gives us. Now I'm going to chop the roots into smaller 1/2 inch to inch sizes, depending on how thick they are, their diameter. This is what we've got chopped up. I'm going to give it one more rinse through the sieve under the sink water. Try to remove any loose dirt. Just one more good rinsing. And looks like we got about a cup's worth of chopped up roots. We're going to see how much coffee we can make out of a cup's worth of roots, chicory roots. Now on to the air fryer. We're going to line it with our paper so our little pieces don't fall through. Spread the root bits and spread them out so they are only one layer thick, so they'll pretty much dry much evenlier. So here's our air fryer, here's our roots. It's set for 375 degrees for 10 minutes. We'll check back in 10 minutes. So it has been 10 minutes at 375 in our air fryer. And these are pretty, now some of these bigger pieces probably go for a few more minutes. These smaller pieces are definitely dry. So I'll give it another couple of minutes in the air fryer and they'll go from there. All right, I've given it a total of 15 minutes. And it looks pretty dry. Let's see some of these bigger pieces. Yeah, they're pretty dry. So 15 minutes at 375. We're going to let them cool down and then we're going to grind them up. Okay, on my grinder, I'm going to set it for medium grind, 4 cups, since we have so little. All right, I'm going to call it. I know I still got sticks and twigs, but I remember getting coffee when I was younger that has sticks and twigs in it, and I always wondered why. Maybe that's the reason why. Now, let's make some coffee. And just so you can see, that was a half a cup, or that was a cup of chopped roots. When done and over with, this is a half a cup. When it was ground, it reduced it to just under a half a cup. I've got it set to stop at 195. Next, we're going to put one rounded scoop of coffee in my French press. And since the chicory was used either as a coffee substitute, a caffeine-free coffee substitute, or a coffee additive to prolong your coffee. So we're going to do half coffee, scoop of coffee, and half chicory. And again, just like the coffee, I'm doing a rounded scoop. Now normally, that would produce 1 cup of coffee for me. What to do in my coffee cup? 1 cup of coffee for me. Okay? So we're going to see if this gives us the same quantity and what the flavor is going to be like. We'll do a slow pour over. So it's about halfway. That's good. And now we will let it sit for 5 minutes. Okay, time's up. Time for the plunge. Take my time so I don't, less grains comes through the filter. sample our coffee. Not as dark as I'm used to. Time for the taste test. Just tastes like coffee. It's not bad, it just tastes like coffee. The smell of the dried and ground roots had a smell of roasted or cooked grains, similar to the wort in a beer factory where they make beer. If you ever go through one of those, you could smell the cooked grains, and that's what it smells like. Flavor-wise, it's good. I don't have a different flavor coming through than what the coffee is beforehand. So yeah, some people say it tastes really good. I don't. It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes like coffee, which is good. But so now, again, as a coffee substitute, and it's possible that I didn't use enough. I just used one rounded measuring scoop. Maybe you need two to increase the strength. Play around with that. But I mean, it tastes like coffee, so I'm not going to complain about this. Half coffee, half chicory. Tastes like coffee, so a great substitute. Grows abundantly across my yard. I didn't plant it. It came with the property. I know that's most of the roadways here in southern Missouri, and probably a large portion of the southeast United States has chicory growing all along the roadsides. So harvest some, grind it up, make yourself your own caffeine-free coffee. So it was brought over back in the days of the colonies as a substitute for coffee, or to again extend to make your coffee last longer. In the Depression, it was used because chicory's cheap. It was used to replace coffee, or again to make your drink cheaper. Try it. Grab some chicory, grind it up, try your own hand at it. It's kind of fun. We look forward to seeing you next time again here at Newtown Orchard and Nursery. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share this with your friends, particularly those who are looking for a coffee substitute. Great opportunity. Just make sure you send us comments. I'd love to hear people's thoughts and experiences with this. This would be great. And I would share that with everyone. So anyways, till we see you again, take care.